Fitz and Bob Skilton.
As Bobby said, it looks as though this rain may persist, but it's only light. Very good crowd here. Good taken on the chest by the man we know so well who can take those sort of marks, Mr. Knights. Now he's got Matthews up forward. It's the direction it's headed. Fisted down by Shaw. Russo could be first to this football. In trouble. Handball over the top. Shaw,
paid a throw.
In like a beaver, will take the free kick. Yes.
And Williams, I think, because it was paid as a throw.
So Mark Williams from the back pocket. Back in towards Morwood. Coming over the top was Tuck. Seems to be plenty of brown and gold Guernseys there at the moment as Knights gets another high kick up towards full forward. Matthews waits it behind. Picks it up, shoots towards goal and puts the first one on the board. Lethal. 1-1-7, the Hawks leading Collingwood, one behind on Seven's big lead.
No more dangerous player around goals than Lee Matthews, because hit him with anything you like, he'll just keep his eye on the ball, and he's able to keep his feet firmly on the ground, possibly because of his stature, but no more dangerous player in any side.
Back towards the centre once again, 1-1, plays one behind.
Interesting, Sandy, that at the present moment Lee Matthews up there with Michael Taylor, almost in the fashion that Hawthorn used to play with Peter Hudson.
We'll see what eventuates as the day progresses. Here's the bounce once again, and Payton can take this out. Wasn't a good kick as he tried to get boot to ball. Williams goes over the top in customary fashion. And another bounce to take place.
Obviously, Hawthorn did not want that, because what I say that was Matthews on his own, because Curran now going back down there and of course taking his opponent Bill Pickham with him.
Williams to half forward, Mew the stumbling block. Chris Mew at half back. Down towards Michael Tuck, used his body beautifully on that occasion. And he'll shoot from half forward.
15 metres, I think.
Which now brings him to within 40 metres of goal. And certainly a great chance of adding another one for the visitors.
So I'll be very surprised if Michael Tuck does not get the distance.
One of the great players for the Hawks. Very deliberate in his approach. He shoots and goals. 2-1, 13 to 1 behind on Seven's big lead.
Yes, well, on a day like today, Sandy, it's certainly not being favoured at either end of the ground. The rain literally coming straight down. I don't believe there's enough breeze to worry anybody. But if there is a slight breeze, it would be going to the end that Collingwood are kicking. But in these conditions, it wouldn't matter.
Not even a very pleasant day because it's not cold.
Centre bounce. It'll be Payton of Hawthorn against Derek Shaw of Collingwood. A high bounce, won by Payton, taken by Russell Green across to Wallace. Wallace, a long kick down towards Matthews. No mark taken. Curran at the back. A hand pass across towards Colin Robertson. He overruns the ball. It's well picked up by Picken. Great defence, and he drives it out of the danger area, straight into the arms, though, of Kennedy. Kennedy, a hand pass across to Mew. Mew puts the short kick forward. A well-placed kick it is, and finds Russo. Russo from the wing, across towards centre half forward. Curran's the player he was looking for, punched away by Phillips. Knights comes on the scene. A hand pass to Matthews. Matthews will give it over the top to Tuck. A left foot from Tuck straight through, and he brings up his second. 2 goals to Michael Tuck. Hawthorn going to 3 goals, 1 with Collingwood on 1 point. So the margin is exactly 18 points.
Great start for the Hawks and great teamwork then by their forward line, starting off with Peter Knights getting the handball away. Matthews, one of the receivers, and Michael Tuck waiting in the square. 2 goals in just 60 seconds.
Let's go to the third quarter now to Victoria Park at half-time. Hawthorn led 7-8-50 to Collingwood 4-10-34. We pick up play 3 minutes in.
The difference between the two sides today, I think.
Yes.
Michael Tuck, that is.
Played a fine game, hasn't he? 4 goals in the first term. Oh, here's a chance for McCarthy. Off the top he goes. Sets up the handball towards Robertson, the racehorse. Dummies the handball. Now puts it out in front of Green. If it sits, he's in business, nil goal. He does. So Hawthorn kick goals while Collingwood kick behind. Hawthorn are 8-8, leading Collingwood 4-12 on Seven's big lead.
And Russell Green going back to say thank you to Colin Robertson, who showed his real skills on that occasion after taking a nice hand pass from Mike McCarthy. He, looked as though he might kick it at goal. And Barham, knowing full well that the minute he ran at Robinson, he was going to have a hand pass over the top. But it was a great goal nonetheless from a good piece of teamwork.
Centre bounce once again. No decisive tap away, but Di Domenico takes it out of the centre. Wide towards the half-forward line. Phillips and Knights. And both see it over the line. Pretty good duel, that one. Knights has had a fine game. (56 plays 36), so still this 20-point leeway. Fellows tries to take it out of the air. They backpedal towards Shaw, who goes across the face of goal. Ricky Barham has the pace. How will it sit for him? Russell Green goes with him. Billy Picken goes over the top, hence leaving his man. Shaw could get out of trouble to Picken, and William will come away with a long handball towards Mark Hanbury. Gets away from McCarthy, then gets his kick in. Down towards Cloak, who'll use the body. Mew falls at the critical time. Cloak appeared to be held. Tries to shovel it out the back door. Morwood goes for the soccer, but straight to Ayres. Gary Ayres sets up the handball, and they're out of trouble. As it comes to Curran, Tuck is this target at centre wing.
What you call earning it.
There's another 15.
Collingwood fans not happy with. There's no doubt that Mark Williams said, well, he's going to take the mark anyway, so he's going to earn it.
And earn it he did. Long towards the pocket. Two Hawthorn players fly. Shaw waiting down. Free kick going against Collingwood. And it will be taken by Russo.
Tony Shaw, very dangerous there. Yep. He could easily have got a 15-metre penalty, which would have put him only 15 metres out from goal. You see Michael Tuck. Now it's Russo. Peter Russo. So from 5 metres in from the boundary line, 35 metres out from goal. Peter Russo puts the kick forward. It's a nice looking kick. And it's full points. Peter Russo, his first goal to take Hawthorn to 9 goals 8, with Collingwood on 4 goals 12.
Collingwood have added 2 behinds in this term so far. We've only played 6.5 minutes. Hawthorn, on the other hand, 2 goals, and that really has told the story. Collingwood fans just wondering if they can get back into this game. It's a critical one for them today. They've been meeting sides on the rebound in the last few weeks, sides that have come out after heavy losses and have just really attacked the ball with tremendous ferocity. But now Collingwood must win a game. And there's play held up then, and Collingwood fans not too happy about it.
Russo a little quick to blow the whistle, I feel, for that bounce. McCarthy kicks the ball down towards Swab. He loses possession. It's tapped wide. Di Domenico first on the scene. Uses his weight. Fellows dives in. Tackled.
Too high. No. Testing the Collingwood crowd out, Bobby.
Yes. And Russo maybe doesn't know the Collingwood crowd. As McCarthy gets the ball down. Di Domenico showing brute strength to come through and drive the ball to centre half forward. Matthews is there. Across to Tuck. Tuck puts the ball high towards the forward pocket. Shields racing after it. It bounces and goes over the boundary line. So a throwing to take place in the forward pocket for Hawthorn. Hawthorn leading at the moment by 26 points. McCarthy, Knights I should say, got it over the back. Taylor, the hand pass to Phillips, on to Richardson, centre half back. Richardson goes short in towards the centre. Poor kick on that occasion. Polkinghorn's kick off the side of the boot. Too high for Fife on that occasion. Good play coming through with Walsh, but couldn't take possession. It's tapped up towards Swab. He loses the ball. Tapped forward again. Shane Morwood's there. Halwyn not in possession, and Morwood will take the free kick.
And listen to the ironical cheers of the Collingwood fans as umpire Russo has given the side a free kick. Morwood at centre wing. They need goals and they need them quickly. Cloak in the pack. Ayres looked for the free kick. Dacos weave. That's the old Dacos we know. And the pass, it's a shocker. Dear, dear, dear. The kicking to position has not been good. Russell Green intercepts down towards the half back line, and the very powerful and courageous Terry Wallace is there. He goes to centre wing. Michael Tuck to Gary Buckenara. They're toying with them at the moment. Russo away from Shaw. Beautiful pass to Lethal.
Great teamwork by the Hawks there.
Made it look very easy, Bobby, didn't they? Short again. There's Wallace, who we saw deliver the football from the back pocket region, is drifted down now into the forward pocket and will have a shot for goal. So Terry, who had such a wonderful year last season.
Wallace took the last mark on the half-back line and put it out towards Tuck. So he's running on down the ground, and if Richardson is in the centre, he must realise his job is also to pick up Terry Wallace, because there's the result. 1 goal to Terry Wallace.
And Hawthorn moving away now from the woods. Wallace kicks his first. And the Hawks move to 10-8, leading Collingwood 4-12 on Sevens Big League.
13-minute mark of the third quarter, and Hawthorn leading 68-36.
A lot of distance and a great mark by Phillips.
Well, the marks we know Greg Phillips can take, as he plays on straight away, giving it across to Michael Taylor, who goes long, putting it out in front of Fife and Robertson. The boundary line too close for both, and so over it goes. Ayres hobbling about at the moment and looks as though he's not going to be on the ground for too much longer. We'll keep an eye on him as Buckenara picks it up, hooks it back towards the half-forward line once again. Big Wes is there, and he takes them on. What's he going to do with this little pass? Chipping it out to Mark Hanbury. Now, what's he got kicked to? Has a look up forward, looking for Barham. Green is there also. Morwood intercepts beautifully, runs through. Swings round now onto the left boot, tucking it in towards the pocket. Williams making plenty of yardage. Can he keep it in? Over the top he goes to Shaw. He's bundled over the line. They go to meet him, and it goes over the line with Peter Schwab, and a throw-in in the left forward pocket for Collingwood, who are desperately in need of a goal or 5. Cloak running into Morwood. Green, the receiver from Kennedy, across to Polkinghorne, and they're out of trouble once again. The defence working well for the Hawks. At the back, Taylor and Matthews. Robertson has pace. Taylor out to Walsh. And if it's Soccer, then Soccer it shall be. Now, Walsh can go again if he likes. Got to run around 3 of them, and he does it well. A high kick. Richardson got up high and was the first to recover. Sets up the handball for Gary Shaw. If it sits, he could be in business. Stewart's leading into the pocket again. He's ignored, and there's a beautiful pass going straight down the throat of Jonathan Kennedy.
Yes, once again, Collingwood falling to the trap, and they have on many occasions in this quarter, Sandy, gone short, and a poor kick has meant that it's gone straight to Hawthorn. So this time we find Peter Russo. Plays on, easily gets away from the tackle, gives it to Kennedy, on to Buckenara. Buckenara with a long kick towards half forward, over the head of Peter Knights, coming through as Taylor, throws the ball up in the air. Tackle goes against Moncrief, but it's called play on because it would have penalised Collingwood. Phillips kick towards Tony Shaw. He'll put the little kick down towards Cloak, who's got a street in front of him. Cloak, a lovely pass, finds Morwood, who'll go on straight away, put it down for a goal as Shane Morwood brings up his first goal for the Collingwood Football Club.
And the first goal for the quarter for Collingwood, kicked by Shane Morwood at the 16-minute mark. So will that spur them on? They move to 5-12, trailing Hawthorn 10-9 on Sevens Big League.
Big League, our first match tonight between Collingwood and Hawthorn at Victoria Park, and at 3-quarter time the Magpies trailed the Hawks 81-44. We pick up play now in the final quarter, some 4.5 minutes into the term.
Collingwood out of trouble with Taylor putting a long kick, but there's nobody there at all for Collingwood as Russell Green has time. Under pressure now, but he goes for the short pass. Once again, it's all Collingwood. Too high for Russo, but coming in as Buckenara. Hand pass straight over the top, goes to the opposition, and that's Kink. A long kick from Kink. This time there's somebody home, and it's in the person of Peter Dacos, who plays on. Goes for the short pass. A well-placed kick finds Richardson, who should turn around and put it into the square quickly. Gets the lead from Gary Shaw. A well-placed kick finds Shaw.
Beautiful pass then. The 2 West Australians. And Gary Shaw has not kicked a goal to date. This would make the margin 5 goals 1. If he can kick truly, Drop punt on its way. Goal umpire says it is true. And Gary Shaw kicks his first. For Collingwood to move to 6-14, trailing Hawthorn 12-9 on 7's big lead.
No need to say, badly needed goal. It's just what it is. Collingwood needing a couple of quick goals to get back in this game. Williams done a good job in quietening the real brilliance of Michael Tuck, who was so far down the ground in the first half. It does not matter. But there it is, a 31-point lead still for the Hawks. Cloak and Payton. Cloak got the tap. It's taken away by Williams. Put high in the air. Deep here a minute ago, up from behind, punches it away. Tuck and Cloak. Cloak gets a push, and he'll take the free kick. Looking for somebody to go past. And Cloak. An awkward-looking kick, but a good kick because it covers a great distance, almost a mark to Stewart. Gary Shaw held Win on in position. He comes out now, gets past the tackle, screws it back down, looking for Dacos. No mark taken. Kelvin Moore takes the ball away, gets it up towards the half-back flank, but it's all Collingwood as Philip Walsh is first on the scene. He'll give the hand pass across. It bounces awkwardly for Hannibal. Not a good hand pass. And we find Swab coming in to get the hand pass across now to Robertson. Robertson gives a long hand pass to Payton. On now to Wallace. Wallace goes for the short kick and finds Matthews. Lee Matthews on half-forward line. Goes for the long kick. Kink in the position. Good call from Picken, and he takes an easy mark.
Picken in the last line of defence. With a beautiful pass from William. Straight to Michael Taylor, who chips one up in the air, propping towards Kink. And Gary Buckenara making sure he doesn't go on with it straight away. Dipier Domenico, easy as a lot.
What a fine game.
Yes, he's played a marvellously strong game. Long at the half-forward line. Knights in front of Phillips. One grab. Can't complete it. Who's going to be the first to recover? In comes Tuck. Williams on his hammer. Phillips is there now. Williams will get away on this occasion. Short to Anthony Shaw. Ball to ground once. It's almost stopped to a walk as he has a look up towards the half-forward line. Cloak's in front. Taps it cleverly over the back towards Morewood. He gets tackled too quickly, however. Nipping in is Polkinghorne. He's out of trouble as he heads towards the boundary line and rolls over. So a throw-in in Collingwood's left forward pocket. The Woods trail by 31 points and desperately want a couple of quick goals. Mew. Free kick. He'll take it. Straight on with the handball to Green. He's able to run out of that half-back line, drifted over centre, but Michael Taylor has come yards out in front of Matthews. He loses it, however, as Wallace goes short to the half-forward line. Matthews made the space there. This is danger because Knights has got yardage on Phillips. Picken intercepts, however. Well done, Billy. And away he comes. Richardson coming out, loses sight of it. Walsh over the top. The handball came from Curran. Russo on the end to receive. Short to Matthews again in front of Taylor. Now, he's got Tuck up forward with Williams.
Tuck's injured though, I feel.
Yes, he's certainly favouring one leg. Moncrief from behind. Tried to centre the football for Shields. Flicks it in towards full forward. And Tuck in real trouble, in fact, because Williams... In fact, Tuck signalling now he's got to get off the ground. As Williams goes to Taylor. He goes towards Richardson, who will be paid the mark. No, he won't be paid it, but umpire Robinson will give it to him. Oh dear, 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 he's put Walsh under pressure to get out of it. If they're kicking to position, well, there's a classic example of it. Stewart uses the body solidly. Fife slips on the turf. Enter Kelvin Moore. Short to Peter Russo. Leaves it as he goes over the boundary line. Morewood keeps it in play, threading a handball through towards Gary Shaw. And the decision. Umpire Robinson coming in, saying Gary Shaw will give it across to Derek, and he'll take it at half-forward.
So it's Derek Shaw.
Tuck off, by the way.
Long floating kick. Off the hand of the pack. It's at the back. No, Bound pushed out of the way. Couldn't get boot to ball. And I think it'd be forced through for 1 point. So, on rush point to Collingwood. Might easily have been a free kick to Barham there, but with the pack of players, it's a lot easier for us to see it from up here than it is from down there. So, it's Kelvin Moore. There's the board, 51 to 81, so it's 30 points the margin. Di Pierdomenico didn't take the mark. Coming in after it again. Taps it out wide. Green comes through. Got one too high, but it's called play on. Di Pierdomenico comes in, tackles. Kennedy gets a hand pass out to Buckenara. Buckenara drives the ball down where Curran was up. Couldn't take the mark. Tapped it back well. Still there. He's held when not in possession. It comes out to Shields. A hand pass across to Knights. A left foot kick from Knights. Floating forward. Pickett in the front position. Got one too high, and Billy will take the free kick. Collingwood probably penalised a little bit out of that because Taylor had gotten the ball out to Williams, but it's Bill Pickett with the free kick. Pickett in the last line of defence. A high kick in towards the centre of the ground. Cloaks the player he's looking for. Kink took his eye off the ball, didn't take the mark, and harshly treated by the umpire. A chance to grenade King had. But it's Ian Payton with the free kick. Puts it long. Moncrief outmanoeuvres Pickett on that occasion and takes the mark. So it's Michael Moncrief, yet to put a goal on the board today. His second kick for the game because he spent a considerable amount of time on the interchange bench. So Moncrief directly in front, 30 metres out. Should have no trouble with the distance. We'll find Michael Moncrief putting it right through the centre for his first as Hawthorn go to 13-9, 87, Collingwood 6-15, 51.
6-goal break now to the Hawks, with their top scorer being Michael Tuck. After that marvellous first quarter when he kicked 3, kicked another one in the second to take his total for the game to 4. Lee Matthews has 2, while the top scorer for Collingwood, Craig Stewart, has 2 goals. As we go back to the centre once again, 13-9 plays 6-15. Just over 12 minutes played. Final term. Payton and Cloak. Cloak got a touch. Tried to throw it out to Shaw. Was almost successful. But there seem to be Hawthorn jumpers absolutely everywhere. Derek Shaw, the big fella, looking for the free kick. Dribbles it out towards Dacos, who sneaks one out towards Fife. Gave thought to going on with the job. Had Walsh running past. Couldn't get away effectively enough to get the handball away. So he'll have a shot. Saw him miss one earlier, but he did kick one in the first term. Would have done his confidence the world of good. And he has put that one straight through the middle for his second goal, and Collingwood reply. They go to 7-15, trailing Hawthorn 13-9 on 7's big lead.
Skills. On the bounce, Payton of Hawthorn, Cloak of Collingwood. A high bounce. Payton gets a tap. Wallace takes possession, then loses it. Picked up by Cloak across to Tony Shaw. Long torpedo punt kick, punched away by Moore. Hand pass from Swab across to Kelvin Moore. He gets away from the tackle and puts a high kick up into the air. Cloak thumps the ball down, but it goes to Robertson. He was too slow getting rid of the ball, and eventually it comes to Gary Shaw. Also too low, but slow, but got a push in the back, and so Gary Shaw a little bit fortunate to take the free kick. Shaw towards centre half forward. Richardson up, over the back of the pack. Barham overruns the ball. Coming through with Stewart, across to Richardson. Richardson hooks the ball, but not far enough, and through for only 1 point. So 1 point to the Woods. They go now to 7-16 with Hawthorn 13-9. 58 to 87. The short pass coming to Matthews. Plays on straight away. Another short pass. There were 4 Hawthorn players there. Mew, I think, was about to play on, but slipped and was lucky. Once again, another Hawthorn player unmanned. It's Green. Gets the hand pass across to Swab. Swab down with a lead from Moncrief. A well-placed kick, and the mark taken by Moncrief on the half-forward line. Knights calling to Moncrief to bring the ball forward in a hurry. Moncrief too close to the man on the mark, so it's touched. An awkward bounce for Wallace, comes through to Tony Shaw. Shaw's kick not a good one. Russell Green's there, got a bad bounce. Picked up by Picken, a hand pass out to Barron, and Cloak gave Green one to go on with, and Barron from centre wing puts it over the half-forward line, punched away by Polkinghorne, and it goes over the boundary line for throwing to take place on the half-forward line for Collingwood, with the scoreboard saying Collingwood have 58 points for Hawthorn's 87, 29 points the margin, and we're 15 and a half minutes into the final term.
Here's the throw-in. Mew and Shaw. Pushed down for the Rovers, taken by Richardson. Stewart in front, flicking it over the back, and Moore would get back on this one. Overruns it. Plenty of pressure put on him. Stewart could have a free kick, though. Matthews put the head down. He got caught, and Craig Stewart should benefit. He's kicked 2 goals. Should have had 3, but a shocking kick at the other end of the ground in the last term. So Craig Stewart fires away at goal and puts it through. 8th goal on the board for Collingwood, and Craig Stewart kicks his 3rd. They move to 8-16, trailing Hawthorn 13-9 on Sevens Big League.
Well, Collingwood bridging the gap a little with 23 points to margin now. David Cloak awaiting the centre bounce. And it's Craig Stewart who kicked that last goal, his 3rd, and 64 points to 87. Midway through the final term, the bounce goes towards Payton. Comes out now towards Russo. Russo's kicked out of the forward area. Kink coming out well in front of McCarthy. A long left foot kick towards half forward. The loose ball comes down towards Williams. Could easily have received a free kick, but it's play on. A pack forming. Umpire Russo deciding that he'll bounce the ball almost on the centre square line, about 65 metres out from the Collingwood goal. A big pack of players there. Payton got the ball down. Wallace comes out with it, drives it down towards the half-forward area. Phillips into the back of Knights, goes after it again. Buckenara comes in. Knights diving in, gets the ball moving forward, dives after it again. Buckenara comes in to lend support, but the umpire deciding that Miles had no chance of getting the ball clear. Will bounce it on the half-forward line for Hawthorn. McCarthy against Cloak. Cloak wins out. Comes back to McCarthy, to Russo. Russo's kick off the side of the boot. Taylor of Collingwood leads in the race for the ball. Taps it very close to the boundary line. Goes over the boundary line with it, and a throw-in to take place in the forward pocket for Hawthorn. It will be Mike McCarthy of Hawthorn against David Cloak of Collingwood. Cloak used his body well. Wallace came in. McCarthy loses the ball. It comes out towards Richardson. Richardson gets out of trouble beautifully, but puts Barham under all sorts of pressure. Gets out of it with a hand pass to Miles. His kick smothered. Taken by Curran. Curran goes goalward. A beautiful kick from Curran. A great goal for his 2nd.
And a steadier for the Hawks. 1 in the 2nd term to Peter Curran, and now that one. And the Hawks move to 14-9, 80-93, leading Collingwood 8-16-64.
Princes Park today between Carlton and Fitzroy, 2 sides that fought out a draw at that same ground last year. First up though, let's go up to the sporting officers of the Sunday Press, and once again we say a very good evening to sports editor Scott Palmer.
Good evening, viewers. There are only 2 matches at today, but there was plenty of news throwing through our news computers right behind me. Old-timers at Princes Park were pulling out the record books and are claiming today's win by Fitzroy was the biggest winning margin since 1904 at the ground. In that year, ironically, the Lions went on to beat Carlton in the premiership before 32,000 people at the MCG. Carlton coach David Parkin said it was the worst capitulation by the Blues since he has been at the club. We knew Fitzroy was treating this as a grand final, and it's hard for us to come up for a grand final every day, said Parkin. Parkin also divulged that a virus at Princes Park had sapped the energy of many of his small players, and it showed out today. But he warned that the Blues hadn't lost 2 games in a row in his time with the club. So Tom Hafey of Geelong, who watched today from the outer, be careful. And what about Collingwood? Coach John Cale came up with a new one tonight. He said the Magpies were too nice. They were soft and wanted the easy ball. They won't crash through and force the ball forward, said Cale. Cale also said it was obvious that too many of Collingwood's good players, the big name players and the big money players, were down on form. He has 3 down with injury too. Hanbury with a broken nose, Banks with a strained shoulder, and Fellows a hamstring. Chairman Randall McDonald gave an impromptu press conference at Victoria Park tonight after the loss and reminded people to give us time. We've got a 5-year plan working for us at Victoria Park. Alan Jeans, he was as silent as ever tonight. It's good to win at Victoria Park, he said, but he has tuck and airs, nursing injuries, could keep him out for next week. Back to you, Peter.
Thank you, Scotty, and full details of those reports in the Sunday Press tomorrow. Our next match, Carlton and Fitzroy. And both Carlton and Fitzroy have already both shown enough in the first 4 rounds to suggest that certainly they'll be in the 5 at the end of August. Carlton have recorded wins over Richmond, Collingwood and Melbourne, while the Lions, after going under to Hawthorn at home in the first round, have been successful against North Melbourne, Essendon and the Swans. Last year, as I said, the two clubs fought out a thrilling draw at Princes Park, while the Blues won the return encounter in the final home and away round by some 39 points. Today, at Princes Park, the weather conditions early on certainly were anything but ideal, and kicking for goal by both teams was astray early, particularly Fitzroy. And at the first change, Carlton held a narrow lead of 3 points. We pick up our replay tonight just after the quarter time siren. We're into the second quarter, and let's go out to Princes Park with me in the commentary box, Lou Richards.
It begins at Princes Park with Carlton leading by 3 points, 2-4 to 1-7. The rain has stopped. Thumping knock away by Matt Rendell. Perovic gets it back whence it came to Harms. That one's high towards left centre wing, and the mark almost taken out there by Meldrum. Perovic gets offloaded nearly into the coach's box down there. Meldrum again. Ditchburn and Parrish. Reid. High towards full forward. Harms comes out, almost had the mark, had it stolen away by Harris. Back to Parrish. Traps it low in front of Bazusto and McClure. Fitzroy supporters looking for a free kick for in the back, but none forthcoming. Clayton has the front posse. Still very scrambly play. Harris off the ground. Francis and Harms. Was that 10 metres? The umpire says so, and Ashman takes the mark. Wobbly punt kick to full forward. Knock on by Ditchburn. Hunter's there. Hunter on the boundary line. Looks for a teammate and finds Corcomelis.
It was a beautiful little play on the part of Hunter that time, because he could have easily gone for the goal, like a lot of players would, Pete, but he spotted Corcomelis and rammed it right down his throat.
Let's take a look at it again. And you'll see Hunter right on the boundary line. Get it back to the Carlton centre man, and he takes the mark. He's about 15 metres out from goal, and he's put it through for 1 goal. So Corcomelis' first goal, Carlton's third. They get off to a good start in the second quarter, 3-4-22 to the Lions, 1-7-13.
Great start for Carlton. And that goal coming in within 2 minutes of the second quarter. And they're looking a little bit stronger than Fitzroy at the moment, all over the ground. And this fella's not doing a bad job for Carlton either, the ruck Reid, even though he's giving inches away. That time Rendell got it down, and the umpires found a free kick. This time it will go to Harris. Harris of Fitzroy kicks the ball over the centre half forward position. English at the back there. And the umpire paid that mark to Manane. He'll pay it. And he's dead in front, about 30 metres out from goal. That was a pretty good mark by Manane. So would I pay it too.
Yes.
But I would have paid the one to John from the first quarter too if I'm going to pay that one. So there's a chance now for Manane to put a goal on the board for Fitzroy. And that's not a bad sort of a kick, it's a goal. So we see the scoreboard, 3 goals for 22 Carlton, the Fitzroy 2-7-19. Still 3 points the difference, approaching the 3-minute mark. We'll see that mark in replay again. It's in favour of Carlton.
Mark, we go to the 7-minute mark of the second quarter.
Finally taken away by Parrish. A long kick back towards centre field. Dool in front. And there he is, the old flying doormat. A hand pass to McConville. And Carlton swing back into attack now. Looking there for Bazusto off the top of the pack. Corcomelis with a snap for goal. And it's a beautiful kick by Corcomelis.
His second.
And the Flying Greek's got another one. 2 goals to 4 of Corcomelis. And Carlton 4-5-29 to Fitzroy 2-7-19.
In replay. And Corcomelis putting it through for his second goal of the afternoon, and he becomes the first player on the ground to do that today. Harms has 1 for Carlton and Bazusto 1. We're 8 1/4 minutes now into the second quarter, and Carlton lead by 10 points, 29-19. Loken fumbles. It gives the chance to Reid or Meldrum. He got one in the back as he tried to get the ball out on that occasion, and umpire Baz Vasilou has again decided to ball it up. Approaching the 9-minute mark, second quarter. Laurie. High ball to half forward, and Perovic is there. Side bottom underneath it. Southby flicks out the long handball. Hinchin trying to get clear. Push in the back, says the umpire. And Hinchin will take the free kick on the right centre wing for the Lions, who this quarter are attacking the Robert Heatley stand in at Princes Park. No rain at the moment, but the ball's still heavy. Manane, better judgment than McConville. English on the mark. Manane goes for the short pass, trying to find Mickey Conlon. No Conlon run there, but he has a snap at goal and has put it through for one behind. And so that makes the difference now 9 points in our match of the day on Sevens Big League, 29-20 in Carlton's favour. They've looked the better side so far. Fitzroy's teamwork looking a little bit better in this quarter, although their kicking for goal was astray in the first term when they notched 1-7. Southby to Austin. To Meldrum, who can't take the mark, but he's first to recover. Ball very close to the boundary line. Loken trying to pick it up. In fact, it's gone over, and it'll be thrown in left half forward for Fitzroy. These two sides fought out a draw here at this ground last year. Reid and side bottom. Reid gets high. Picked up by Parrish. Quinlan at the back tries to get it away from Austin. Not successful in that manoeuvre. Glascott on the bottom. Gets it out. English. And the mark taken by Meldrum, who plays on. Keeps the ball wide out towards the boundary line. No mark paid to Rendell. Fitzroy defending desperately. Thornton. And there's a free kick the umpire has found. It's going Carlton's way, and it will be taken for them at centre half back. No, it won't. It's going to McConville, just short of the centre. Big mark taken by Big Rendell, and he's at centre half back for Fitzroy.
And we're just over the 10.5-minute mark, and Carlton still in front by 9 points. A hand pass coming out there to Serafini. Clayton going after it now, picks it up, but it's a hurried kick back there towards McMahon. Backing up well again is Corker-Meal. It's nearly the best player on the ground. I'd say the best player on the ground. A lovely hand pass to Reid, but that was well intercepted by Francis. And the ball kicked high back towards the Fitzroy half-forward line. There's Dill going for it, got his hands to it. Picked up by McMahon, he's upended. And the ball will be out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Fitzroy goal. It's a real tough game out there, and even though conditions are drying out, it's still very difficult for the players to pick the ball up cleanly. It'll be Perovic against Bernie Quinlan, who's had a pretty tough job here today. Austin's got him well covered at the moment. Back it goes to Parrish, finally picked up by McMahon. A snap for goal. Meldrum going for it that time. It bounced the right way from. He's got it. It might be a goal.
It's a goal.
It's a goal. And who snapped that? Can't quite remember who kicked the goal.
I think it might have been
McMahon.
McMahon.
Yes, it was. Meldrum was worried about his opponent that time instead of trying to stop it. And it's 4-5 at the moment, 29. Carlton, the Fitzroy 3-8-26.
Let's look at it again, Lou. McMahon, he had long shot. Now, a couple of the Carlton players I thought could have got this.
Yeah, well, Meldrum at least
Austin
could have got it.
And a goal.
We're back to the centre again, just over the 12-minute mark. And it's 3 points the difference. Back she comes now. A bit of a spillover, and there's a free kick. It'll go here to Hitchin. Get a 15-metre penalty. Well, I think it's about 30 metres, actually. The kick by Hinchin's into the goal square. Austin and Quinlan. There's Quinlan. Beautiful mark by Bernie Quinlan, right on the edge of the kick-off mark. Put Austin out of business. Who's been sticking him very closely. Watch that in replay. Eyes on the ball all the way, and a beautiful mark to Bernie Quinlan. And this will be another goal coming up for sure, and I won't go around collecting umbrellas, but I will say this will put Fitzroy in front as Superboot comes in and puts it through for a goal. So there's the score. Carlton 4 goals, 5-29. To Fitzroy 4 goals, 8-32.
Well, what a great mark. It really did deserve a goal, and Quinlan at his best is great to watch. And he certainly had his eyes on the ball all the way. One grab, and you can't fault that one. Classical Bernie Quinlan, and of course he doesn't miss from 10 metres out directly in front of goal, and Fitzroy lead for the first time today. Not by much, 4-5 to 4-8, after they kicked 1-7 to 2-4 in the first quarter. It's now 3 points the difference on Sevens Big League. Thumped away by Reid from the centre bounce. Picked up by Thornton. Wide towards the centre wing position. It bounces Harms's way. Bazasto. Clayton. Over the head of Dool to Conlon. Dool goes to Fist. Gets the ball away from him, and we'll see a boundary throw it in front of the visiting players' race. And a little bit of a box on behind play. I didn't see what started that. Nothing too serious, although somebody's having his face rubbed in mud as the play continues. You need 2 sets of binoculars here. Malin.
Bazasto and Francis in the thick of things there.
In the meantime, the football continues, and that's a good mark taken by Leon Harris. Gets it over to Paul Roos. Roos up towards the centre half forward position for the Lions. McConville tries the punch away. That's Austin. Southby will have the chance on the boundary line. Kept it in play, but hits it straight to the opposition in Carlton. High towards the full forward. There's a free kick downfield, I think. Umpire Smith has blown the whistle. Now the ball is in the goal square, but the fight is elsewhere.
I thought it would be on for young and old, Pete, because in these sort of conditions they start to do their blocks a little bit.
Manane, Reid, Perovic, Rendell in the hands of the trainers.
Perhaps the umpires would fault here a little bit because they're letting it go a little bit too far. And this is when tempers start to become frayed, actually.
Well, you get critical if they give too many free kicks.
Well, I do, but sometimes you've got to draw the line.
Anyway, as I predicted, it's a Fitzroy free kick, and it's going to Bernie Quinlan from exactly the same spot that he kicked the last goal. That, of course, from a mark, and this a free kick downfield. So Quinlan coming for goal number 2. And he doesn't miss. 2 goals to Quinlan, and Fitzroy starting to look a little bit better at Prince's Park, 5-8-38 to 4-5-29.
Park on Sevens Big League, and we pick up play 19 minutes into the term.
Parrish got into the back of Corcomelis, who'll take the free kick at left centre wing. Now, I must agree with you, he's played a very good game, very close to best on the ground. The Golden Greek. Missed by Bazasto, but he collars Hinchin pretty well. Laurie went down. Going through is Rendell. Gives it to Parrish. Parrish to Loken. Caught. Glascott and Dool. Manane tackles him, but too high, surely. Mickey Collins away. 35-metre hand pass. Carlson just about in the goal square. Fires, and he's put it through. Oh, listen to the crowd. Carlton fans didn't like that free kick being missed, but Fitzroy 6-9-45 to Carlton 4-5-29. What did you think of that, Lou?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he ducked his head. I don't know. Let's have a look at it now in replay. Here it goes again. There's a chance now. I don't reckon Glasgow stuck his head. He's grabbed him right around the neck for sure. And this gave Carlson a great break after taking that pass from Conlon to put an easy goal through.
And that's how I saw it. 20.5 minutes have gone in the second quarter. Perovic from centre half back. Fitzroy opening up a fairly useful lead at the moment, but it's early days yet. Laurie missed it, so too did, well, Hunter didn't. His opposite number 9 was there. It was Rendell. Oh, Ashman got one too high. He's seen that one, surely. And Rod Ashman, to the derisive jeers of the Carlton fans, takes the free kick.
Well, we'll certainly have David Parkin complaining about head-eye tackles, and we see Ditchman make a lead. Finally, the ball is kicked up there that time by Mail into the goal square. No one can take the mark. It hits the deck now. It's a chance for McClure to get his 3rd kick. Oof. He's gone for a kick off the ground. The umpire said kicking in danger.
His head finished up here.
He may not have. He may have said it was out of... No, I think it's a kick in danger. And the free kick to go to Fitzroy. Pert drives the ball back out there towards that wing position. Knocked down. Dool hesitated, but now he's got it. Goes for a hand pass out to Glasgow. Picks it up beautifully that time. Short pass to Ashman out there at half forward. Another high kick back towards the full forward zone. McClure up the top for too early. Umpires found a free kick. It'll go to a Hunter, I'd say, for one on the back. Well, it amazes me. They find those, let's say, those finer free kicks in the packs. I was going to say some other word there, but I wouldn't say it. And yet they missed that one of the boy there before. The kick by Hunter is a good one, I would say. It's a goal.
That's the square off, is it?
Well, I don't know. 6:9:45. Fitzroy to Carlton 5:5:35. And we're just over the 22-minute mark of this quarter. You know, if you don't watch yourself in these sort of games, it can be terribly dangerous because players can get hurt. I thought the umpires were doing well by letting it go, but there's a length of time that you can let it go.
So 22.5 minutes into the second quarter.
Centre bounce again. Knocked out by Howe. Back to France. It's a hurried kick out there towards Rendell. He couldn't hold that one. In the way now is Perovic, breaking clear. It's a long kick by Wolf. And off the top of the pack. A chance now for Parrish. He ran into Harms. Back it goes there to Sheldon. Back to Corker-Mealis. A long shot for goal, but Corker-Mealis, the galloping Greek's off target, and it's through for 1 point. 6 goals, 9:45. Fitzroy to Carlton, 5:6:36. And we're just on the 23-minute mark.
Serafini kicks it straight to Johnston, who's off but caught. His opposite number 7 is Francis. Over to Hinchin. High towards centre field. English and Manane from the side is side bottom. Play on, says umpire Basilou. It's time he decides to ball it up just off the edge of the centre square. Very, very tight game at the moment. No quarter asked for and none given here at Princes Park. Side bottom uses the body cleverly to get Howe out of the road. Rain coming down again, so once again fumbling the order of the day. And again, umpire Basilou has to ball it up, this time about 5 metres closer to the Fitzroy goal. Howe into the back of side bottom, I thought. Sidey to half forward, looking for Rendell. Perovic is there, so too is Austin. Austin is first to recover. And with a little kick like that, he should be playing for Juventus. Southby. Glascott. Carlton player is down. See if you can pick up who it is, Lou, as play continues. Up towards centre field. Pert and Hunter. Clever play by Hunter. And a good tackle. Hinchin. Was it Pert? Val Perovic was the player down. Dool and English. English first to recover again. Ashman comes in to assist him. His kick is short. Out towards left half forward. Harris. Francis. Arms arriving too late on the scene. Francis's kick is long up towards the full forward pocket. McConville, well shepherded by Dool, but very close to the line. Shrugs the tackles well. Back towards centre wing, and Howell takes the mark. His first for the afternoon. Long torpedo punt kick. Looking for McClure. Knocked away by Laurie, and that almost could be a mark. No, says the umpire. And it will be a ball up. Thornton comes out holding his hand. Very, very rough in close. It's a ball up at Carlton centre half forward position. Won by McClure, but he's edged out his opponent. Umpire Kevin Smith on the job, and McClure not having a very good day. The free kick going to Fitzroy and will be taken by Gary Sidebottom. Just about at the full-back position. He's gone for a short pass. Harris has it, I believe, or was that a bump ball? Carlton fans thought so. Harris up towards Howe. That's a play on call because it was touched. Howe battling it out well, maybe got one on the shoulder or holding the man, whichever you prefer. He'll take the free kick at left centre wing for Carlton.
And the difference 9 points at the 26-minute mark. The ball down towards Carlton's half forward, and a very good mark that time by Johnson, and a 15-metre penalty. I tell you what, these Carlton forwards have been pretty well guarded up to this stage of the match. Bazusto and Johnson, McClure, they're finding it very, very hard to get away from their opponents. There's 7 kicks between those 3 forwards up to this stage of the match, so that's how shows you just how hard the Fitzroy defenders are working. They're doing a great job. Chance now for Ditchburn to fire at the goals, and he's put it through. So at 6 goals, 6:42, Carlton to Fitzroy 6:9:45.
By 3 points at quarter time, and the Lions holding a narrow lead of 2 points at half time, 45-43. The first 12 minutes of the third quarter ultimately decided the fate of today's match, and that's where we pick up play, the beginning of the third term at Princes Park.
2 points the difference at Princes Park as we begin the second half of the match. The Lions leading 6-9 to 6-7. Rendell and Reid. The latter back on the ground. He was taken off the field in the second quarter by David Parker and replaced by Howe. The umpire has found a free kick going Carlton's way to Peter Bosustow. Hunter has the run of the ball. Gets clear of Pert. Beautiful smother though by Hinchin. Was more than effective. Out it comes to Parrish. Has been very solid across the half-back line. At the mark taken by Paul Roos. Lions move it forward through Serafini. Loken, who had a sleeveless jumper or jumper with sleeves before half-time. Harris's long kick is going through it, and yes it is! It's a goal. A great shot by Harris, bringing up his first goal of the afternoon, getting the hand pass from Bill Loken, who, as I said, had a jumper with the sleeves in the first half. He handled the ball well down, and he certainly did on this occasion. Let's take a look at it in replay, Luke.
A good hand pass by Loken, and Harris steadied himself, and that was a nice shot, and Bernie Quinlan could have easily marked it, but very wise, let it go through for a goal.
And that goal coming up only about 45 seconds into the third quarter, 51 to 43. Great start by the Lions during the third term. Ashman trying to pick it up. Eventually succeeds in so doing. Over to Corker-Mealis, Carlton's best player, I thought, in the first half. 17 possessions, up towards the full forward position. Laurie, who's been very solid in defence. He's beaten McClure pointless all day. Rushes it through for one behind. And that makes the difference now 7 points here at Prince's Park, 51 to 44.
Good start for the Lions in this third quarter, kicking a goal within a minute of the start. Punched away by Harms. Hits the deck again. Francis playing a great game out there on the wing, is in front again. Finally gets a hurried kick. He may have put this out of bounds, but the umpire may pay a free kick. Now it'll be a kick out there to Southby, who's playing at full back down there on the half-forward line, about 40 metres out from goal. Followed his opponent right down, I should imagine. Kick by Southby's a long kick right across the face of goals. At the back is Bosustow. McClure got his hand. Bosustow got a hand pass out to Sheldon. He scooped it out. And the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket position. Fitzroy off to a great start there, in front by 7 points at the moment. It'll be a tough game before this one's over, I'll tell you that now. Knocked out by Rendell. Johnson's had a dirty day today. He can't get away from Thornton. He's trying to scoop it out the pack now. He's tagged by the leg, but the umpire says play on. Kicked off the ground by Bosustow, but it hit the post. Well, that defence of Fitzroy's doing very well. Not spectacular, but covering their men as an old-time defender should, or old-time defenders should. Ball back into play by Serafini. It's a long kick at the back as Corker-Mealis. Takes it off the pack, doing a great job again. A hand pass to Ashman. Ducked, he got one round the neck. Kicked off the ground by Glaskett. Down there towards full forward, but backing up well as Serafini. And the ball taken away. I notice McClure's playing at full forward now. Roos takes that kick. The ball shot across towards Conlon. Going for the mark is Dool. Couldn't hold that one. Finally it comes down to Wingles, but he's kicked it down towards the forward pocket position for Fitzroy. Kicked off the ground by Conlon. Back there to Bernie Quinlan. He's grabbed by Austin. Gets a kick back. McMahon snaps for goal, and he's put it through for goal. Good play. That's goal number 2 to McMahon. And Fitzroy looking good. 8-9-57 to Carlton. 6-9-45.
Well, very quick work by the Fitzroy players there. Bernie Quinlan's pickup, I think, really deserved the goal on its own. A greasy ball under these conditions. He handled it well, got the hand pass away. And look at this. That really was top stuff to get it onto McMahon, who was in position to put it through for his second goal of the afternoon. Just over 4 minutes have gone now in the third quarter, 57 to 45. It's an even 2 goals the difference. Knocked away by Reid at the second thump. Harris had it and then lost it to Malin. Side bottom, taps it back to him. Good bump by McMahon. Going through McConville. Up to half forward for Carlton. In front is Clayton. Kicks the ball back whence it came. Dool was there. Quinlan behind the pack. There are 4 Carlton players, one of whom is Dool. Short torpedo punt kick. Roos rather. Almost nudged his opponent in the back. Now he's got another chance. Good shepherd by Thornton. Across ground goes, looking for and finding Big Rendell. He's just up from the centre circle. Kicks it straight to McConville. That's a mark. Not a good pass by Rendell. McConville never seems to play a bad game. Hunter has it knocked away from him. Palm down. Loken is there. Takes it. McMahon. Can he make it 2 for the quarter? In towards full forward. Quinlan is there. Carlton. Step it down. He's put that one through. 3 goals to Lee Carlson. And the Lions looking good in the third quarter, aren't they? 9-9-63 to 6-9-45.
And we're just over the 5.5-minute mark. 3 goals coming up very quickly. There we see it in replay. McMahon hooks it back, and you watch the way that Carlson swoops on the ball, getting away from his opponent very quickly that time, and a nice and a very handy goal for Fitzroy.
And although Carlson put it through, McMahon and Quinlan also had a hand in that one as well, Lou.
That's right, Peter.
6 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Sevens big league from Princes Park.
Fitzroy in front by 18 points, knocked out by Rendell. Coming into cover it now is Harms. Oh, he swamped that time. Perovic picked up by side bottom. Over it goes to Parrish, a long shot for goal, and it's good. Another goal to Fitzroy. And they're swamping the Blues at the moment. By Rendell, getting his second win, picked up by Harms. That's a high kick back towards half forward for Carlton. McClure has been hopeless today. Now it's chance for Sheldon. A short pass, but smothered, well intercepted by Serafini. And there's Thornton. He's well on top of Johnson. That Carlton half-forward line's gone to pieces completely. And full marks to that Fitzroy defence. They've done a tremendous job down there. I think those Carlton forwards have had about 12 kicks between them. Ball back into play again. Rendell and Reid having a great battle. Back to Prairie. Sidesteps 2 opponents. Korkamilis off the ground. Meldrum on. Finally, it's over to Dool as Perovic goes down. Dool goes for a kick between 2 players. Looking there for Ditchburn, but Serafini's right on his tail. And he's got him well covered. Wins the race for the ball. Good play on the part of Serafini. Back to Clayton. And what a job they're doing out there. Clayton doing the works on Bazasto. A beautiful pass to Francis. And Francis is clear as the ball goes around that half-forward line. Conlon looking for a lead out there at half-forward. He'll go for a hand pass. Over to Francis again. And this is good football by Fitzroy. A pass and a mark taken by Manane. Where are the Carlton defenders now? And Fitzroy looking good. 69 points, plays 45 points, Carlton.
8 minutes have gone in the third quarter. Can Fitzroy make it 5 in the space of that period of time? Remember, they were 6-9 to 6-7 at half-time. Manane shot at goal is, I fancy, well out. Yes. Penalty kick to be taken by Rod Austin. Still with that thigh bandaged, I think, every time we've seen him this year. He's come out with that heavily strapped. Sheldon in the back pocket, takes it in front of Manane. Looking for Perovic, who's in front. Can't take that mark. Side bottom. Up the half forward again for Fitzroy. Rendell, too tall for Reid. Now let's see if Rendell can pass this one a little bit better. And Korkamilis is on the bench. Why he was taken off, I do not know. So Rendell from centre half forward, dropping well short. Manane reads it superbly. An uncontested mark.
Uncontested. Wasn't a Carlton defender within Cui, the guy there. They didn't even pick him up, Pete.
Well, it's basic football stuff to be prepared for the one that dropped short.
That's right.
Lee Manane. That's a goal. Lee Manane brings up for Fitzroy his second goal. Interchange being effected, and that will be McClure going off and Korkamilis back on, but the score's 11-9, 75 to 6-9, 45.
Well, McClure had to be taken off. I think he's only had 3 touches for the day, and of course he's been really out of form and will come up for a bit of criticism because I think McClure was fined this week $500 for having a couple of late nights, Peter.
His partner in crime, Perovic, is still on the field.
Pretty thirsty now, actually.
We're approaching the 10-minute mark now of the third quarter. Fitzroy have kicked 5 goals this quarter in that period of time and are really looking hot stuff at the moment. Now there's Perovic, left half-back flank, gets it back to centre wing. Sheldon tries to mark it one-handed. Francis beats him to it. Peter Francis goes for the long kick at the back. QUINLAN! What a great mark! He took a screamer at the other end of the ground early in the 10-metre square. Let's look at this again, though. And Peter McConville not looking too good. He was at the bottom of that stack up. And Super Boot has the chance to bring up his third goal. at the 10.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Now the trainers still attending to McConville, and Quinlan rightfully waiting because they're in his line of fire. Now they're moving him away. So Quinlan coming in for a shot at goal. And what's Super Boot done with this one? He's missed it. Through for one behind. He doesn't miss those too often. So Carlton breathe a little bit easier. 6-9 to 11-10.
11 minutes gone of the third quarter. 76 points, Fitzroy to Carlton 45. And of course they've played great football in this first 10 or 11 minutes of the third quarter. Ball back into play again. Ball hits the deck. Malin tries to force through the pack, but there's 1,000 Fitzroy players there as Quinlan gets it out to Rouge. That's a beautiful pass to Carlton, who's already kicked 3 goals. He's gone for another one. It's not a bad sort of a kick. I think that's his 4th goal. It's a beautiful goal by Carlton. So Fitzroy killing the Blues at the moment at 12 goals 10. 82 to Carlton 6-9 45.
From Princes Park.
8.
And they don't look like making much impression on the score either. Howell was up high trying to get it to Malin. That was successful, but Malin couldn't get out. Neither can Reid. The umpire has found a free kick, just as the Lions through Leon Harris looked like breaking away with it once more. Well, Fitzroy going to make it 4 in a row if they can maintain this lead. And I'm not going to suggest they can't for 1 minute. Rouge can't pick it up before once again it's over the boundary line. And once more we'll see it thrown back into play. Reid and Howell with Rendell. This is pretty untidy stuff. Once more a ball up. Rendell palms it away into the open spaces finally. Ashman's there for Carlton. Oh, he's having all sorts of trouble trying to pick that up. Got a nudge in the back. And Rod Ashman will take the free kick for that offence. Ashman at right centre wing. Long kick. Meldrum is there. Can't take the mark. Howell will give it to him. No, Ditchburn went past but couldn't take it. And picked up by Francis. Back to centre wing. Parrish can't get there before English does. Up towards half forward. Knocked away from Meldrum. Chance once again for Phil Malin. English comes in to help him out, and he certainly needs some assistance down there. Loken dives on it. It will be a ball up once more. And Fitzroy making it still very difficult for the Carlton small men to get the ball away. And I think they're going to probably play it defensively in this quarter. Umpire talking to Malin. Reid palms it out, but straight to Bill Loken. Loken's kick up towards the wing position. Ashman couldn't take the mark. Shark by McConville. Back to the Carlton half-forward line. Oh, into Laurie's arms. And Grant Laurie, away he goes. He's been safe all day for Fitzroy. Up to full forward. Perovic is there. Carlton has greater speed, but the ball could be out of bounds. Yes, it is. It will be a boundary throw and adjacent to the behind post.
Nearly a push in the back to Carlton too. Could have been a bit lucky, Carlton, that time. The ball out of bounds right against the point post in Carlton's attacking, Fitzroy's attacking zone. There's Bernie Quinlan going after a snap for goal. He might have got this one. Yes, he has. That's 3 goals to Quinlan. So it's 15 goals, 14, 104 points. Fitzroy to Carlton, 7-11, 53. Well, the Blues have fell in a heap since half-time, and we've given praise to the Fitzroy defence, but also up forward. There's Bernie Quinlan. Beautiful anticipation. Whopped the ball onto the boot very quickly, and a goal coming up for Fitzroy again. And Fitzroy are proving 1 point. If you play Carlton man-to-man, they're not the side, the super side that most people think they are. Corkamille is struggling at the moment. Well, he got a side bump that time, but finally picked up by side bottom. Out to Francis, Fitzroy's best player. The ball shot out towards that half-forward line. Picked up by Connell. Attack, he's grabbed around the neck, but he shrugs English off. Brute strength that time. The ball back there, punched away from Austin. Here's a go now for McMahon. Spins up the pack. Another goal, I would say. Yes, another goal to Fitzroy.
4 goals for McMahon.
And the scoreboard. 7-11, 53 Carlton to Fitzroy. 16-14, 110 points. 3 goals to McMahon. What's Watch QUINLAN break clear, and the ball hits the deck, and McMahon in two minds this time, but was going to go for a hand pass, but decided to have a shot himself, and there was no doubt about it. It was the goal again to Fitzroy, and what a hiding the Blues are getting.
And those 2 goals came up in 2 minutes. 8 minutes gone in the final quarter. Fitzroy have kicked 10 goals since half-time, and Carlton have only added 1. And that, I think, sums up the match at the moment. Another ball up. And a very crowded bounce this will be. Rendell thumps it down. Picked up by Hunter. Laurie again. Well, if I were giving votes, I'd certainly be giving some to Laurie. Maybe not the 3, but he'd be thereabouts. QUINLAN. Long kick by Superboot. Off target, though, and through for 1 behind. So QUINLAN has kicked 3 goals, but in kicking for goal, lost one of those Superboots. 53 to 111. Perovic will take the mark in front of McMahon.
No doubt he's Carlton's best player, Pete.
Who's that, Lou?
Perovic.
Oh, yes. And McConville's tried hard too.
Yes, that's right.
Wayne Harms has the mark.
He's flashed up now and again, but hasn't been in the game enough.
Plenty of Fitzroy players are there. Glascott is first to recover. Hand passes it straight to the opposition. Leon Harris out of bounds, not on the full, and so a boundary throw in on the centre wing position, press box side of the ground. Howell, Reid and Rendell in the ruck. Knocked down by Rendell. Francis. Ashman. Up to half forward, almost another mark to Hinchin, but the umpire didn't play it. Sheldon in front. Can't take the mark, or ball, I should say. It's out of bounds again, and another throw in.
And we're just over the 9.5-minute mark. And the score 16-15, 111 Fitzroy to Carlton 7-11-53. And what a bath the Blues are getting at the moment as the ball goes out of bounds on Carlton's half-forward line. But goals are hard to come by at the moment. You see Meldon there with a lemon rinse, but I'd say the rain's been against that as it comes down to Corker-Mearless. The kick is wide. Out wide, there's Serafini's at Ditchburn. Well covered, beautiful play over to Grant Lowry, who put McClure right out of business. So much so he had to be taken off the ground. A beautiful hand pass over there to Conlon. A long shot for goal, and what's the result? Another goal. That's 2 goals to Conlon. And can that boy kick a football? 7 goals, 11-53 Carlton to Fitzroy. 17-15, 117. Riad and Locum's got the mark out there on the wing position. We'll go for another hand pass coming over now as we see the ball by Francis out wide to Carlson. Always a dangerous player. It's hooked back towards Bernie QUINLAN. Punched away by Perovic. A chance now for Sheldon, but QUINLAN's after him. He's got to pick it up. He's upended Sheldon, and he'll get one in the back.
And he gives the pass over towards McConville to Glascott. Glascott towards the centre wing position, and there's Bosusto. The rise of cheers from the Carlton fans. He's only had 4 kicks for the day, and that explains it. Ditchburn making a lead. Johnston is there, so too is his shadow of the afternoon in Thornton, and Johnston comes out with the free kick. He's only had 5 kicks for the afternoon. And so you can understand why Fitzroy is so far in front if you look at those stats. There are a few others, of course, as well. Reid takes the mark. Reid would almost be within kicking distance, about 45 metres out from goal. On a fair angle. Not too much space between him and the boundary line. And it'd be good to kick them from there, and he might have gone pretty close to it. He has. Not a bad sort of a shot from John Reid, putting it through for his first goal of the afternoon. And Bruce Reid, his brother plays for the Swans, of course. 17-15, 117 to 8-11-59.
That's their first score for the quarter, Pete.
Well, it took them a fair time to get it too, nearly 14 minutes. Sevens big league from Princes Park, 59 to 117. Doesn't sound so bad if you say it quickly. Francis, right centre wing. Pass out wide, looking for Carlson. Bump ball, no mark. And on the ground is Osborne, having his first touch for the afternoon. Can't effectively do too much with it, and Austin's kicked it straight out of bounds. It is not Carlton's day. So a free kick going to Fitzroy, and it will be taken for them down there by Lee Carlson. And the only player on the ground with a long sleeve jumper. And he hasn't been a bad one either. He's kicked 4 goals. Carlson's kick curving back in. I don't think enough. Off the hands, not through at all. Taken away by Glasgow from the back pocket. Wide towards Howe, who marks in front of Hinchin. Looking for the handball. Corkamilas from centre wing. Carlton swing into attack up towards their half-forward line. Ashman tries to get it to a teammate, not successful. Serafini's there. High kick from Serafini, out of bounds on the full.
Out of bounds on the full, and a penalty free kick will go out there to Carlton. We're at the 14.5-minute mark, and Carlton 59 points in a hell of a lot of bother at the moment to Fitzroy 117 points. Been a great performance by Fitzroy. Ball out of bounds now. This time it's up towards that half-forward line. Well, it's past their half-forward line, about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. It'll be Reid and Rendell. Rendell got that one down. Reid can't pick it up now. That's been the form of most of the Carlton players, particularly down there on the forward line. The umpire will ball it up once again. I think they've proved a point here today, Fitzroy. If you play man-on-man, particularly on those forwards, Pete, you've got a good chance of beating Carlton. They don't like it close.
Well, those statistics speak for themselves, Lou, don't they?
As the ball punched out by Corkamilas, Osborne got into his back, and I think the umpire may pay a free kick. He was one of their best players in the first half. It was rather amazing why David Parkin took him off the ground for about 5 or 10 minutes in that third quarter. Still, again, we can't criticise these coaches as they've been there for years, or they know all about the game. There's the ball kicked up there by Bazusto. Another amazing move too was the fact that they left Hunter down there on the forward line when the ball wasn't coming down there, and their defence was being thrashed, and he's the best defender in the business.
I think he was dying of frostbite at one stage.
Could have been, yes. Still, and they'll have an excuse for that, I should imagine. Ball back into play again. Knocked out that time by Rendell. Picked up by Howe. A snap for goal up towards the full forward position. Good play as the ball is finally taken away by Fitzroy. It's Pert kicking it back there, but there's Parrish going through. Well played by English that time. The ball kicked out wide towards that half-forward line. English backing it up. He's got it on the boundary line, but it's finally out of bounds. We're just over the 16-minute mark, and Fitzroy still doing very well. Pert, the son of a very famous Fitzroy player, and it looks as though he's consolidated his position in the side now. He's played very well with 5 other backmen down there. Ball punched away that time by Sheldon, finally picked up by English. The kick across the centre half forward, knocked off the top of the pack, but they're backing up well again. There's Clayton, a hand pass coming over to Serafini, and this is Fitzroy's defence at its best. Serafini with a pass out wide, looking for Superboot, and QUINLAN's got the mark in front of Perovic, about 55 metres out from goal, and it's Superboot goes for this one. There's no, well, he could easily kick it. Let's see what he does with it. There's the kick. It's a long one too, but he's off target and through for 1 point, just over the 17-minute, out of bounds. So it's 8 goals, 11-59 Carlton. The Fitzroy 17-15, 117.
Hunter. That's not a long kick. Reid, reading the flight of it well, takes the mark. And a short pass from Bruce Reid to Perovic, who certainly has tried hard for Carlton all day. He'd be one of their best players, if not their best. No mark paid. Yes, and he has decided to pay the kick, a free kick actually, to Johnston. Johnston at right half forward flanker was paid for on the shoulder. And Johnston has a chance to put Carlton deeper into attack. Fitzroy with the match-winning lead at the moment. Johnston's kick will land just about on the 10-metre square. Howe in front, has it knocked away from him. It's over the head of Laurie. Chance for little Hinchin, not Hinchin, Osborne down there. There's Hinchin, back to Harris. Ruse underneath it, in fact takes a good mark. Short pass, plenty of Fitzroy players there. They can rattle side bottoms there. Parrish was there, and Loken takes it eventually. And McMahon, easy as you like, directly in front of goal, has a chance to bring up his 4th goal. I think I said he'd kicked 4 before, but he's going for his 4th now.
And if you want a sealer, then try this one. Francis to Conlon. Watch this.
Look at him go. There he goes, running to an open goal. Balks. It'll be a goal for sure by Conlon. What a goal by the tank. What a beautiful goal by Conlon. And strength personified.
up towards
And now to Victoria Park. Lethal Lee Matthews starting the day well for the Hawks.
Towards goal and puts the first one on the ball. Lethal.
Peter Knights came back into play, and what a game he played. Over to Matthews, go over the top to Tuck. Michael Tuck had a magnificent first term. Now, problem here. Craig Stewart eventually finishing it off.
He'll put the little kick
Short to Cloak, onto Shane Morwood. All new names at Collingwood.
Morwood, he'll go on straight away and put it down for a goal as Shane Morwood brings up his first goal.
Phillips the spoiler.
Curran wearing the number 25 Guernsey.
Curran tries to
pushing
get
the
it
ball
on.
out to Russo, back to Matthews. Another one on the ball.
And the Hawks steady.
Loses the ball, it comes out towards Richardson. Richardson gets
again a problem handling the football from the head to the arms.
With a hand pass to Miles.
We'll be awarding $100 and a car care kit to the winning Mark of the Day player.
And just about the whole Fitzroy team involved yesterday. Firstly, Lee Manane. Now Bernie Quinlan.
Hawthorn and Quinlan. There's Quinlan. Beautiful mark by
Peter Francis wearing the number 7 Guernsey.
Logan getting a kick back. Oh, good mark by Francis.
Bernie Quinlan again.
The long kick at the back. Quinlan!
Plucking it off the top.
Effort in 13
Paul Roos.
Oh, great mark to Roos.
Graham Hinchin.
And that's a fine grab again. Oh, gee, that he's hurt himself.
Gary Pert.
The back is Pert. Oh, what a great mark. Sheldon from
and
the pocket.
Scott Clayton.
Looks for Meldrum. Can't take the mark. It's a Fitzroy grab.
Walsh.
For Hawthorn.
Shaw from behind.
Gary Ayres in front.
Takes a great mark. 8. Back into play once
Ricky
again.
Barham with one hand and then controlling it.
Barham.
New player. Shane Morwood also with the one hand. And for Collingwood, Jeff Miles over the top of Gary Buckenara. Gentlemen, some great marks, particularly by the boys of Fitzroy. What were your thoughts, Robert?
Well, first of all to you, Sam, because you are the acknowledged high mark expert between us three.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Bill.
Good.
Good to speak the facts.
Yes, righto.
Well, I thought Miles,
yes.
He was a very nice mark, and also Bernie Quinlan's 2 marks were exemplary. Exemplary,
yes.
But Gary Pert from Fitzroy took a nice, strong, clean mark from behind the pack.
And Jack, when in the old days when they really could mark, Jack.
There's one fellow impressed me yesterday, that was Roos. He's a terrific mark. That wasn't one of his best either that he took there, but that was a good mark. He's got sticky fingers. The first fellow I've seen with these sticky fingers again.
Yes.
But the other one I liked in that one was Quinlan, of course. That was how you should mark football.
And pluck it away and take it at the back like that, Jack.
Everything right.
So who was your choice? Quinlan, was he?
Quinlan's my choice.
Well, unfortunate, Jack, because Pert was the one that actually won the mark.
That's nothing at all, because he's you know, missed Roos, of course. He took
No, I was there. I saw Roos.
By Midas Muffler Shots.
8 great goals yesterday from the 2 games. Firstly, Peter Bosusto of Carlton. His teammate, Spiro Korkamilis.
Korkamilis with a snap for goal. And it's a beautiful kick by Korkamilis.
For Fitzroy, little leaping Leon Harris.
Jumper with sleeves before half-time. Harris's long kick is going through it, and yes it is!
Fitzroy's best player.
The sprinter, Mickey Conlon.
And the tank starts to move, and look at him go. There he goes, running to an open goal. Balk. That'll be a goal for sure by Conlon. So much so
well, Mickey kicked a couple. Here's another one.
Beautiful hand pass over there to Conlon. A long shot for goal, and what's the result?
High kick up towards full forward.
Now, Lee Matthews of Hawthorn.
Picks it up, shoots towards goal, and puts the first one on the ball.
A couple of newcomers for the Hawks performed pretty well too. Firstly, Russell Shields, wearing the number 33 Guernsey.
Shoots towards goal. Good looking kick for goal.
Sorts of pressure. Gets out
And wearing the number 25 jumper, Peter Curran.
Curran goes goalward. A beautiful kick from Curran. A great goal for his second.
To the goal of the day, P. McKenna.
Thank you, Sandy. Well, only 2 games yesterday, Jack, but still a couple of good goals there.
There were some good goals. When that run came for Fitzroy that time, they kicked about 5 one after the other, glorious goals, and he started the rot, that one that was kicked there by Conlon when he came down the ground, but I liked his second one the best.
Second one. What about you, Sam?
Well, I thought that Shields from
Hawthorn kicked a magnificent goal. He was right in front of me when he kicked that, and it was a very decided angle. Mick Collins, of course, magnificent goal kicker. Just the fact that they kicked 9-19, you're down at Collingwood, this would bear adequate testimony to your capacity as a mentor down there.
Thanks very much for mentioning that, Sam. One swallow doesn't make a summer, you should know that. I was only down there for one night.
Put the best kick full back.
So who did you go for? Who did you go for, Sam?
I went for Michael Conlon for the first, that run down the centre of the
Well,
ground.
I think it's pretty unanimous that Michael Conlon kicked the best goal, the first one.
Player.
Some great marks yesterday. Firstly, Jeff Miles of Collingwood.
A beautiful mark indeed to Miles.
His skipper, Mark Williams.
Over the top of Egan, a chance for Williams, yes. Good mark.
Footscray's Jim Edmund.
Oh, great mark. That was Jimmy Edmund.
Number 44 for Collingwood, Mark Lawson.
Lawson takes a screamer over the top.
Greg Phillips.
Nudge Phillips out and nudge him right into the ball.
It's a long kick.
Essendon's Paul van der Haar.
And a great mark by van der Haar.
Puts it towards centre
His captain,
forward.
Terry Danaher.
Danaher over the top. A great mark, high floating kick.
Gary Foulds now of
One that
Essendon.
forwards light. It's a great mark by Gary Foulds.
Number 27, Simon Madden.
Fowler's kick. Oh, Madden.
As long as they keep
For Fitzroy, Grant Laurie.
Double the back is Laurie, nearly a mark.
Played it round last year.
Geelong, Stephen Reynoldson.
Oh, good mark for Reynoldson.
In the last
Fitzroy's
quarter.
Gary Sidebottom.
There we see Sidebottom, and that Sidebottom plays on.
The Cats
ball
again,
under the
Ian
half-forward line now
Nankervis.
for Fitzroy. Nankervis, that's Ian Nankervis with a great mark. And
Fitzroy youngster, Paul
Everett
Roos.
comes up now, must have been in the middle of them all. Oh, that's a beautiful mark taken there by Roos. Player, the ball
And
back
Fitzroy
in the play
again.
by Jeffries, back
Richard
towards centre.
Osborne.
That's a great mark taken by Osborne there.
North Melbourne import, Kim Hodgman. 2 grabs, but he's got it. Now Peter Knights of Hawthorn. Gary Dempsey of North Melbourne. Juggling at the back of the pack. His teammate, Peter Jonas. And for the Saints, Silvio Fascini. And the greatest saint of them all, Jacko. Gentlemen, fresh from their fire sale on suits, what do you think?
Well, definitely there has been a bolt of blue suiting material falling off the back of the truck with Sam and Jack and I. We're only just showing reverence for mothers, aren't we?
That's right, unlike Crackers, he's wearing a brown one.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
He
now,
hasn't got a mother.
what did you think of the marks, Jack, really?
I liked them. They were good. A lot of marks today. Miles was a good mark. I saw that in action. That one was a very
Yes.
good mark. That one of his. Madden was a very good one. And Jimmy Edwards took 1 too. But go down to Roos in the back line. When you take a desperate mark like that and hold on like he held on that time, that's what I call a really good mark.
Sam?
Yes, thank you, Bob. Paul van der Haar, I liked his. He took a nice mark between 2 Richmond opponents, never took his eyes off the ball, and Ian Nankervis took a nice, safe mark in the back. It's all right to drop the marks on the forward line, Bob, but in the back line, if you drop them, there's a goal to the opposition, so I liked him. But Paul Roos for Fitzroy took a very safe mark in the back line once again.
He certainly did, and I thought of the marks that the boy Phillips, Greg Phillips from South Australia, took he had a great grip on the ball. He did very well. I thought also that Nankervis was a good mark, that Rouge was a great mark, Jonas did well, and of course Jacko for his sheer artistry.
Opulence.
Yes, that's right. But however, the mark of the day does go, and we'll see it again in
Muffler shots.
And we start off with the Woods yesterday. Mike Richardson in front of goal. The right foot snap. Then he does it again, receiving from Philip Walsh.
High. And this could be a goal to Michael Richardson. It is.
His teammate, Peter Dacos.
Stewart. Dacos walks. He's going to have a shot for goal. He's made 10 to 15 metres, and now he shoots from the boundary line. That's a good goal.
Now to the MCG and Wayne Otway of Essendon.
Otway swoops on it, snaps, and the goal on fire. It's a great goal.
His captain, Terry Danaher.
Could go over the top, in fact does. Otway slips but recovers. Back he goes again to Danaher, who goes long in towards goal. Vander watches it sail through.
Blake and Sidebottom.
Now Geelong, Rod Waddell, number 6.
Waddell, a snapshot at goal. That's going pretty close. What's he done with it? Goal.
His teammate and former Carlton teammate, Dennis Lanigan.
Lanigan streaming into goal. That'll go pretty close. And he's put it through for 4 points.
Fitzroy now, Lee Carlson.
Carlson streaming goalwards. It should be Fitzroy's first score of the quarter. Carlson in towards the full forward. Back to goal. Lead
Rod Waddell again for Geelong.
Yates. Waddell streaming forward and a long shot at goal. That's going close. In fact, that's a great shot at goal.
Really out of goal of the day, Mickey Conlon.
Pass, and that's effective. Back to Conlon again. He gets it from Herbert. And here he goes on another run. He gets clear of Card. A shot at goal. Through.
Geelong again, Tim Darcy.
Back to Reid. Threw it out to Peake. A snapshot of goal by Darcy is pretty close. Goal.
Now to Hawthorn, North Melbourne, Graham Atkins. Great snap in the pocket. Gary Buckenara was in the goals again yesterday. Here's one of his. Philip Cracker had a good game yesterday. Straight through the middle. Kim Hodgman, number 17 for North Melbourne, kicked 5 goals. He's one of his 5. To the Saints and at the Demons, Rod Owen of St Kilda. Another youngster wearing the number 51 Guernsey is Dean Chiron. We saw him last week. Mark Jackson kicked 4. Here's one of them. And for the Demons, Gerard Healy. Some good snaps there today, gentlemen. Bobby Davis.
Yes, Sam, what do you think about it? No, it's all right.
Yeah, no, you've got that organised.
Yes, come on,
well,
Sam.
I thought Michael Richardson, the second goal he kicked was under extreme pressure for Collingwood, was very good. Rod Waddell, his second goal, that long kick down the ground, and also Gerard Healy, the last one he kicked there was at that game. That was a beautiful goal. But of them, I thought a true champion, Peter Dacos' goal was very good.
What about you?
Well, I like one of the Geelong ones actually, Robert, and that was Tim Darcy. I thought that was a very good snap under pressure. And they say Dean Chiron reminds everyone of Des Tuddenham. Well, I saw Tuddy kick many, many great goals, and that was a great goal from Chiron.
Peter Dacos' true skill here, and here he is. He balks, just leaves the fella for dead there. Goes for the one bounce, is in trouble because you can see that he is very close to the line. Has got to get room to manoeuvre, comes around, gets the angle, fires at the goals, through, and a magnificent goal for Collingwood by